I saw it! It's alive! It's huge! I saw it! It's a lion! It's huge! Remember that shit? People thought it was a giant lion, or Voltron, or Cthulhu. 2008. Fun times. Hello guys, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie is 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's the next installment in the Cloverfield franchise, as we can call it now. I'll get into the logistics of this whole Cloverfield thing later, but this film takes place in a bunker. We have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who gets into a car accident and she blacks out. She wakes up in a bunker where John Goodman and John Gallagher Jr. are also hanging out, and she has no idea why, but John Goodman explains that the air is contaminated and everybody else is dead, and you're the only ones left alive on planet Earth. The main protagonist character, Michelle, and John Gallagher Jr.'s character, Emmett, seem to be the only sane ones in the room, but will they survive the mental and physical battle that is John Goodman? Because he might be a little cuckoo. And also, what's going on the surface? Is there something really happening, or is John Goodman just cuckoo? The trailer for this movie came out of nowhere a couple months ago. I made a video about it. If you want to see it, you can watch it down below, my reaction to it. I was hyped for this movie from the moment the trailer released. Even if it was related to Cloverfield or not directly, it looked like a really good movie. And let me tell you, 10 Cloverfield Lane is fantastic. It is claustrophobic, intense, full of suspense. I was clenching my arms like this. For most of the movie, I was sweating. There's moments of twists. There are surprises. Some things are a little anticlimactic, which I'll get into later towards the end of the movie, but for the most part, I was completely engrossed and engaged, and this is a film that I cannot wait to watch again. It's so much fun with an audience, and the performances from all the actors are pretty damn good. The primary focus of the movie is these three characters in the bunker, just trying to survive and try to figure out what's going on up there. But you got these three characters. You got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Gallagher Jr., and John Goodman. It's given the impression, though, that the former two characters are okay and normal, while John Goodman, he's quite insane. He's quite the opposite. So you got these two characters trying to get by on a day-to-day basis, just trying to figure out how to work and live with John Goodman, but at the same time trying to possibly escape and find out what's going on upstairs. From a directing standpoint, this movie is great. It's directed by a first-time director, this guy, Danny. I don't know his last name, but I'm going to call him Damn Danny. This guy has work ahead of him, as in he's definitely going to get scripts, and he could definitely do a lot of cool things in the future, because the way he directed this movie was quite claustrophobic. You get all these quite intense shots. You really get the character moments. He likes to linger, and he likes to throw atmosphere in there. And you're stuck in this bunker for most of the movie, but there are always ways to reinvent the framing of the camera to make the movie seem fresh. And it's a 2-hour movie, but you're never bored. Never bored. And that's definitely a compliment to the script along with the director. I also liked how practical the bunker was. There's so many details in the bunker. The details are so meticulous. But it's actually really interesting to just look in the background and be like, oh, I guess he built that and he built this. It's very intricately detailed, and I can't get enough of details. I love details, and especially Bad Robot Productions. J.J. Abrams and the Mystery Box, they like to do things with their films that are sometimes very different from other movies, and I really appreciated the details. Now let's get into the logistics of the whole Cloverfield franchise thing. People thought, or at least I thought too, a little bit, that this might be directly related to Cloverfield. It's not. And if you can alter your expectations, it'll affect whether or not you are either disappointed by the movie or very satisfied by the movie. I'm kind of getting the sense now that if they continue this, if this movie is successful, if they make a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, this could become like a Twilight Zone thing for Bad Robot. They'll just use Cloverfield as the platform for making really cool movies that stand alone and have only really infinitesimally small connections to each other as movies. And I would have no problem with that. If it gets really innovative, visceral movies made that normally wouldn't be made otherwise, then I'm all for the Cloverfield platform name. But otherwise, it's just a cheap trick to get people into theaters. It's hard to you can't get into spoilers, but there are certain aspects of the third act that I wasn't a fan of from a visual design standpoint. But the overall direction of what was going on, I was a fan of, and I was gripping again. I was gripping my arms like this, like I had clammy hands. I was like, I couldn't breathe. And I honestly couldn't believe what I was watching on screen. It was like being surprised. Being surprised in a movie theater anytime is a great experience. So I think it was just that surreal feeling of, oh, didn't expect that. The actual ending of the movie I wasn't a fan of. It's vague, it's anticlimactic, and it leaves the door wide open for story possibilities. And if, again, going back to my previous point, if they're going to keep making movies like this with the Cloverfield name in there but not related to Cloverfield that much, then it kind of defeats the purpose. You could probably close the book more firmly. But for the most part, I wasn't mad because the majority of the film is incredible. And I mentioned John Goodman's performance being very terrifying because it is. It definitely is. But yes, 10 Cloverfield Lane is a claustrophobic, intense sci-fi thriller that may disappoint you in ways, but you're guaranteed to have a ball in a theater. And even if you're not in a theater, if you're seeing it on TV or if you're seeing it later on, you just kind of catch it somewhere, it's definitely going to catch your eye, and it may leave you thinking for a while because it just sticks in your brain like that. I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good movie. Highly recommend it, whether you're a fan of Cloverfield, the first one, or not. But now I want to know from you guys. What did you think of 10 Cloverfield Lane? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and check out my Facebook and Twitter accounts in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I can't wait to see what the Cloverfield platform cooks up next. Apparently it's supposed to take place in space, kind of like the original Ridley Scott's Alien. If that's true, I'm down for it. See you guys next time.